Why? Why did the Maya civilization decline? Why did this great civilization that had an advanced writing system, a mathematics system, a precise calendar, what were the reasons that this mighty civilization eventually declined? There are several possible reasons. Could it have been a natural disaster? Could they have been conquered by a more advanced tribe? Was there a revolt against royalty because of increased taxes? Or was there too little farmland where starvation took place? Perhaps a combination of all of them. Like the Greeks, one city prospered perhaps, and other cities could have grown jealous and united to defeat that prosperous city. Later, too weak because of infighting, they were conquered by a stronger power, similar to the Greek city-states being conquered by Alexander the Great earlier. Jared Diamond, a very famous author who has written several books, among them Guns, Germs, and Steel, has written extensively about what makes great civilizations collapse. In his latest book called Collapse, he talks about the Maya civilization. Jared Diamond's hypothesis is as follows. First, Diamond believes that population growth began to outstrip available resources. In other words, too many farmers grew too many crops on too much of the land. Along with that, deforestation and erosion took place, which caused a decrease in usable, arid farmland. Periods of drought added to the lack of fertile land. Third, there was an increased amount of conflict among the Maya in the 9th and 10th centuries. More and more people fought over fewer resources. Ladies and gentlemen, there were over 5 million people crammed into an area the size of Colorado. Jared also says that there was climate change, when a series of droughts at the end of the Classic Age diminished fertile areas where the Maya could migrate as in years before. And lastly, Jared Diamond says that the kings and nobility began to enrich themselves, erecting monuments to their glory and not heeding long-term problems insofar as they perceived them. I have a theory that I hope to have published someday of why civilizations collapse, including the Maya. I contend that civilizations really do not fall, but continue on in a different way. My term for such a process I call Darwinian assimilation. First, the stronger tribe, city-state, or nation, or even empire will always dominate a weaker one. From there, the stronger of the two does not destroy the previous civilization completely, but simply adopts its achievements and improves upon them. The examples that I use are in Mesopotamia. We can begin with the Sumerians and work our way all the way through to the Persians. And every civilization that followed the Sumerians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, and so forth, improved upon the previous civilization. I mentioned Alexander the Great, not wanting to destroy Greece, but taking that Hellenistic thought, the philosophy, and spreading it through the known world. He loved Greek thought. He loved it so much that he even had many of his soldiers marry Persian women. And even the Romans, yes, the Romans, after defeating the Etruscans in the southern peninsula of what is today Italy, they adopted much of the art and architecture of these early peoples. There are many wonderful places that one could visit and see some of the great Maya ruins. I'd like to take you on a little trip right now. Places that I've gone, pictures that I have taken to describe some of these cities. The first is Tulum, one of the most beautiful archaeological sites in the Maya world. Tulum actually means wall. The city stands today on a bluff overlooking the Caribbean. It was rediscovered by Stevens and Catherwood in the 19th century. The major link in Maya trade, Tulum was a center for both maritime and land routes, for they both converged here. Items like copper rattles, flint, ceramics, and even jade were objects of trade up and down the coast. By the 16th century, however, the Spanish brought disease and slaughter. The town square was used for rituals and ceremony. The Castillo, or lighthouse, is the tallest structure at Tulum. Magnificent views can be seen upon the bluff of the coast and ocean.